Alright guys, El Miguel with Trampas the bus. Here's the outside overview of the bus I'm getting ready to go through. That box right there in the front is a Harbor Freight trailer toolbox. We keep a little bit of the chalks and things like that in there to level the bus with. Just cleaned up the wheels on the bus, they look good. I like that. Hadn't done that since I got it. I wanted to show you a picture of the top of it. That's 800 watts of solar right there, 4 panels, 200 and some watts a piece. Smokestack, a max air fan that can work when it's raining outside, and also the jack antenna. And then there's a little antenna up there, and that's really just to tell us if we're getting too close to something height wise. And then let me come down off of this ladder here. These are Trojan batteries. There's 558 pounds of batteries in there. 5 golf cart GC12s. And they're all interconnected. And they got, you can see the disconnects on them. Breaker with the disconnects, a waterproof breaker. 100 amp, going to all kinds of stuff. There's another disconnect that disconnects the whole thing on this other side over here, on this back side, this little piece right here. And they have a Hydrolink connected to them, so you can just put water in with that little mustard bottle right there. You can put it in the end of that and it'll go right in and fill them all up, which makes things absolutely great. This is our tool storage bay. I got my tools, my chainsaw and all that stuff in there. Other videos we've talked about that, and I'll let those stand like they are. The blue box is that torque multiplier thing that goes for the changing the tire. There's a jack in there and both tool bags. And this is what it looks like setting. That Brita water filter box has really just got a couple propane, those little 1 pound propane things in there. Just kind of was handy. But this is a regular propane tank. That regulator is back there in the back. The box is shiny on the side, that's why it shows up like that. This is the 12-gallon gas tank that we made. We keep a tow strap in the top, up on the top of it. We don't have any gas in that right now. And that's vented in the bottom, sets to a square hole, round bottom tank. And we either have one tank and a second one can fit here in the center of that. It fits perfectly in there, laid on its side. So that's propane and gasoline storage, for the gasoline for the generator, propane for the coach. Excuse me. Come on down. The piece that you see on the side right there, that's the tankless hot water heater vent, which is pretty neat. We found that online. Expensive, but man, I'll tell you, that thing really works good. Doesn't let a drop of water come back in it. Normal plug-in stuff back here. This is cable, and this is a plug-in. If you had to put a heat tape around your water line, and that's just regular park power like any other RV's got. And right up underneath, let me see if I can show it to you. Right here, that's the water inlet. If you notice, there's no valves on the outside of the coach. All the water lines are kept up on the inside in the heated space, so it won't freeze. And we used that right there is the see if I can pull it out right quick. This is a gray water tank. There's an 80-gallon gray water tank that fits right here. That's what that plywood is. It's got 1.5 inches of foam around it and a 3/4 inch wrapping with plywood, keep it from getting hurt, make it last longer. We closed in all the sides with diamond plate aluminum, all the side windows except for the front two, and the driver's window, which is That really worked out great. Like I say, I sure do like my wheels cleaned up and armor all on tires. Gosh, that looks 10 times better. 10,000 pound hitch. And I know that's a point of contention with other people have made comments about that, but hey, we don't pull 10,000 pounds with it, but it's rated for it. We changed the lights over at the back, put single lights for brakes and turns, and then closed in the back windows. That's the air conditioner from the outside. Just has a panel over the back of it to spiff it up a little bit, but it's a Frigidaire off the shelf 5,000 BTU unit, and it works great. This is the door, standard door, just like it was from the factory, except we, in the interior part, if you notice this little piece right here coming through is all we changed. And put a garage door lock on it. It'll kind of give you the window with the screen on it. And that's a stock location. We just ordered a window that would fit it online. A friend of ours from Forest RV did that for us. Worked great. Cost like $150, maybe $200. This is a storage area underneath the bed. And we talked about in another video this box. There's a stainless steel box right here, and that's a gun box, locked up so we can keep long guns in it when we're traveling. Back over in the side right there, you see the fishing rods, and they run up into a tube right there so they don't get broken. Very well insulated. There's 200 gallons of water. There's 200-gallon tanks sitting side by side right in there. Insulated very well. This is a recirculation valve and a secondary fill valve. And that recirculation valve right there, when it's open, I'll talk about that in just a second. It has a basically it has a coil in the back of the wood stove, and when we turn that wood stove on and open this valve up right here, the pump will run because it loses pressure, and it'll push water up to the wood stove and then back into the tank. And the reason for that is to store hot water in our tank underneath our bed, so it heats up in the back of stores the heat underneath our bed at night. And we haven't had a chance to try that one out yet, but it seems like it's going to work pretty well. And that's this tank right here is huge. It goes up about 7 feet up that way, and there's 2 tanks, and they're standing right up against the side. 200 gallons of water storage on board, all within the heated space. This is our standard RV pump. Very easy to get to. There's a couple bolts back there, 2 fittings, and you can swap it out. All the tank lines and everything are insulated. The bottom's insulated, and that's the valves that open up. There's only 3 valves in this system right here, and then there's 2 that recirculate water. But that gives us the ability to have no valves on the outside of the coach, so everything's in the heated space. And one of the reasons for that tube right there is it goes all the way up into the front, into the heated space. And we've got our bikes back here. These are 20-inch bikes that we put together to take with us camping, and we just put a taller seat on them, but they're BMX bikes. We haven't talked about that yet, but that's the edge of the bed looking up inside of there. And this locks up, has a lock on it. And that's us right there. If you're interested in a custom bus, that's us. That's my number. I have a shop that we use to build this in. Some of it was done out here, but I have a good sized shop that'll fit the bus in there. That's where we did the paint and everything at. And I personally did everything on it. I had some help. I got guys who work for me, and but we The International place did the chassis on it, but everything else was done by me. This is our outside storage. Huge storage bay underneath there. You can't, I don't know if you can tell how big that is, but it's about 6.5, maybe 7 feet long. And we keep a power cord and water hose and stuff that can get dirty, because it's not sealed up real well, but it's nice to carry chairs and junk in. And it's locked. It has a lock on the bottom of it. It flips up. Of course I can't do it right now, but anyway, right there's the lock. And it's all welded in. Tires have been changed over to 11R 22.5s, like on every tractor trailer on the road just about. Set of Alcoa aluminum wheels. Got rid of all the bus stuff. It has twin lines on it. We talked about that on another video, I think. It's a 9-liter V8 diesel non-turbo. Barbecue grill. Couple chairs. Neat little chairs we found. They fold down real small. They're like a director's chair, and they're super comfortable, and got a table on the side of them even. And fold into that little space right there. That's 19. These boxes are 48 inches long by 16 or 17 inches tall on the inside and 19 inches deep. Or no, 16 or 17 inches deep and 19 tall. And there's 2 of them on the other side and 1 on this side. This is our little K-rack that has a little piece that hooks in here. You can get all kinds of different accessories for it. There's a basket and a hook and all kinds of little doodads you can put on that right beside the door. Power from the coach outside. And this hose right here hanging out is just a regular water hose, but it's connected to the hot water on the inside. So it can be used as a shower, or, let's see if I can get it in here with one hand. Anyway, it folds up into a little track in there, and I don't know if I can get it in there with one hand, but anyway. Gosh, you know, when you want something to work, it won't. Anyway, that just sits down in there, just like that. It kind of disappears out back in there where the gas tank goes. And that's nice for washing your feet off at the beach, or you got something out, or you got a pan or a pot you want to wash out outside, you can do it. And it's hot, like I said, it's hot water off the inside, and the way you make it cold water is you just turn the Tankless hot water heater off, and you got cold water. So that works really good. We use that quite a bit. Alright, next thing, it has a standard 32-inch door from Lowe's, right off the shelf, what they call a mill run, which is a standard size door, standard hinge deal. And I modified the coach so that the door would fit it. So you can go right to Lowe's and buy another one. And you can see we use a push button lock on it, which that works really good. It also has a regular door lock, whatever you call this, anyway, deadbolt, so that you can deadbolt it. And I've already showed you the inside to some degree, but this has the shade in the inside of it, magnetic shades, and they work real good. Didn't know if that was going to work, but it has turned out really good. Has an aluminum threshold, so when the door drags on it, it won't make it rust. And it has standard seals in it that can be replaced. All of these seals are just like what you would have in a house. And you can go right to Lowe's and buy a brand new one and put them back in it. And the back door back there also has the same thing. And we didn't do anything special to this other than just make some diamond plate to go in here to give it a nice wear surface, and painted it. And fixed, there was a little bit of rust down in here, but not bad. I welded in some pieces in that. And it's just got a stiffener brace a 1/4 inch stiffener brace that goes in the back there, and that's welded in, and that's what the door mounts to. And I can tell you that it is one finger closes like a BMW. Very well, very, that worked out really good. And this has got probably a couple thousand miles on us using it. It still closes exactly the way it did when I put it in. Of course, you got the smokestack up there on the top. Bunches of storage. It's really made a nice vehicle. Alright guys, this is Trampas the Bus. El Miguel out.